Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate, basic human rights for all people. I want to take this moment to speak to you Americans everywhere. In our country, we're speaking now of 2018, the beginning of the year. We've just had a major tax legislation passed, and everybody is hoping that it is positive. The discussion doesn't lead that way, but the hope is. And they are also hoping that when they go back to work, they will be able to work together and come up with an infrastructure proposal that would put Americans back to work and would produce an increase in the development, social advancement of the middle class and maybe even the poor. Your thinking on this matter, I'm sure, varies. Now, I've asked the people of the state of Minnesota to consider me as a replacement to complete the term of Al Franken in the United States Senate. Now, I'm not coming to you from the same approach that we consider as being normal, traditional, or otherwise. I'm coming to you straight up because I have witnessed, sure you have, if you'll admit it, some of the most strangest things take place in this country during the past few years that I've ever witnessed or seen anywhere. And I have seen what we consider as comfortable or going down in the pits, or getting down to the rotten core. I've seen America move even down in that area, into the area where you have people claiming different ideologies and what it means to them and how important it is, and yet being controlled and manipulated by the same things that even drives them to uphold and vote for what they themselves have condemned, and yet they vote for it, which says that something strange is going on. And so I come to talk to you, ladies and gentlemen, even though I have recognized that you have accepted, even though you rejected, but allowed one such as a David Duke, and I don't mean this in a negative term, except that he represented something that many people think is very negative. And this that I bring to you, I hope you do not consider this as anything negative, for the benefit that is to one is equal to all. And I want to draw your attention to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me and listen to me well. God did not make money. This is a tool that is used by those who replaced God with men, and in the beginning themselves. They do this to hide the true God as well as hide the fake God. You see, the true God is for all. It's not like the father who gets a lady pregnant and baby comes into the world, and maybe the father's there, maybe not, or the father's over here and same thing occurred, maybe and maybe not. The true God is Father to one, Father to all. However, the fake God is Father to some. Socialism, I want you to be reminded, capitalism, democracies and fascisms and communisms and dictatorships, all of these and such are each representations of a different fake God. Each of them fail, and yet each of them succeed. They fail for you, and succeed for themselves. Now, you must be reminded as often as necessary, each fake system. And what are the fake systems? Socialism, capitalism, democracies. They've been fully exposed. But like the base that still believes Trump, the people of Minnesota, the people of the nation, and the people of the world, they still believe that the system conditions will change without them, the people, changing. Won't happen. You must change. And I call on every last one of you to change. No power will help us before we are helping ourselves. Not willing to help ourselves, but are helping ourselves. Thus, this campaign. When it comes to maintaining the status quo, each of my opponents are jewels compared to me. But when it comes to serving all of you, the people, they haven't an idea. I want to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, God. I want to introduce to you a solution to your problems. God. Everything belongs to God for you, the people, every last one of you. And anything that would deny what God has designed is anti-God. And anything like that can only exist if you, the people, give it your power instead of God. Now, how do you give God your power? By representing yourselves in others, that the joy, the dreams of wonderfulness that you desire, want, and need is represented in every individual and must be guaranteed by you by doing nothing to infringe upon that or allow that to happen for those who might be asleep. Now, I ask you in Minnesota to give me your vote by writing my name in on the ballot. Eddie Marcus. That's what we want to represent us. And what am I going to do? What is going to happen, what's been designed to happen in Minnesota, is going to happen in Minnesota whether you send me or Al Franken State or you send somebody else there. But that's my point, is to go and introduce to them the representatives of the other people, of the other states, the same as I've represented to you. But not just to represent to these senators, but to, by what I say to you, and going there and putting my voice with the power of all of you behind me to give it legitimacy and speak to the people of the nation. People don't understand what's going on. People are blind as a bat. How in the world do you think we have a nation now that calls itself the greatest nation on the face of the earth that's racing to the bottom? Right now, we're just racing to the bottom. Why? Because we're so divided. We're divided in everything. We're divided in race and gender and whether you gay or not. We're divided about young and old. We are divided about everything. Who got the job? Who got better this and who got everything? And it's all basically based upon money, manipulating people here, manipulating people there, manipulating this, and manipulating people there. Money. See, with money, they say you can have all the things that God provides. The only thing of it is, money, to give money value, it means that somebody got to suffer. That means people who don't have money got to be suffering, while the people who got money benefit. So they work that scheme out. No need to try to point it out here and there. Wherever you see poverty, that's where it has had its effect. Where you see that crime and violence, that's where it has had its effect. And some people keep going right along, believing that it's okay because they didn't rock the boat, but they're benefiting. But eventually it comes to a hill where that evil, that ugliness comes around and catch up with you. And while it used not to bother you, now you find yourself racing to the bottom while somebody's choking the daylights out of you who don't care a thing about you. And I'm telling you today, I'm really telling you today that that's the way it is. Because you don't care about yourself. To care about yourself, you got to trust not me, not the Republicans, not the Democrats, not men, not women. You got to trust God. You got to trust God that God will live in you and guide your path, and that you will stand and represent what is right for you. And once you stand up and represent what's right for you, you will find out if God is guiding your path, all of you are standing up for the same thing. And if you're not, then what you will find out is that you are either behind or somebody else is dragging. So what is real has got to be. Now, how do you determine which one is real? By what its benefit is, not only to the individual, but to every other individual that represents you. Now, that's kind of easy. You know, I know you never heard the kind of stuff before, but I want you to know this is the kind of stuff that heaven on earth is made of. I might sound ridiculous to you, but it sounds real true to those who know the truth. This is the same way it happens in heaven. In heaven, it's not just automatic going on. You got to do the same thing there that you do here. You got the same up and downs. You got the same choices there. That's how Lucifer broke loose. He had a third, according to the word of the heavenly host, that bought into that crap. So it ain't about somebody going to take care of it for you. You're going to always have to be responsible for yourself. The problem is that you don't know the secret of that. You don't know who you are. People have denied. You know when they took people out of Africa? You heard the story? They said they took away their religion. They took away their culture. They took away everything that these Africans were about and gave them something else. Made them into something else. You hear black people talking about it all the time. Well, that's the same thing that happened when you were denied the truth, when you started walking under the dictates of a lie. Everything was a lie, leading from a lie, justifying a lie, and denying you the absolute truth. And now we're in the positions that we're in, and God loves you enough to touch guys and women and children, perhaps, just like me, to come out and tell you it's all fake. The real thing is God. And all that exists really exists because of you. You do this. You can point your finger at racism. You can point your finger at bigotry. You can point your finger at all of that. But it exists because of you. Either you are causing it or you are allowing it to happen. And fighting it, trying to punish somebody is not the solution. The answer is exposing the lie and showing the way. Now we have exposed a lie by the pain and suffering that people go through. Now, showing the way is this, to treat people right. Treat people like you want to be treated. Allow people to allow God to live in them. To be free. To be free. Watch their dreams come true. You don't have to lie, cheat, steal, or live. Some people say, be born again. But anyway, Eddie Marcus, write me in. Next senator from the the next senator for the United States, senator from Minnesota. And I want to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a great big surprise that's waiting. I think I mentioned it on one of my videos, and I was about to tell you then, but I'm thinking I better wait a minute. And maybe I'll tell you before time, maybe I won't. But I got something to tell you. Bye-bye.